We are here.
Well, I think so. How you doing, Kenny
Kenny,
Bailey?
all right, Kenny B here with his co-host, Robert Bird, known as the Bird Man.
Yeah, yeah, we got a great show lined up, man, with some great fights over the weekend. Um, wow. Uh, but there will not be, according to Mr. Ben, there will not be a trilogy.
You
He
don't think
said,
so?
no, that he said so. Uh,
Yeah, but
I
you
was
know how.
fortunate enough. I was fortunate enough to actually see the fight, and
Uh-huh.
one of the things that he said uh, during the interview after the fight is that uh, finally the Benns have a victory over the Eubanks, and
The Eubank.
uh, yeah, they said
Let's
that
do this.
call if you're on the line. This is the official call. This is Bob Bird, my co-host, Mr. Kenny Bayless. What's on your mind? Well, at any rate, Kenny, while we're waiting on that call,
Yeah,
yeah, they asked that question because obviously, with one win apiece, uh, that was the logical next step. But Mr. Ben said there will not be a trilogy, and not only that, he's going to go back down to 147. And
yes.
the name that he called out most prominently was Devin Haney. Uh, so he's talking about going back down to 147 and fighting Devin Haney, who, by the way, is going to be fighting this weekend in Riyadh, and this will be Devin Haney's move up. He was a champion at 35. He was a champion at 140. This is his
Yeah,
move up to 147. So
yeah.
things are going to be uh, things are really going to be interesting uh, if, in fact, Devin Haney, number one, can get past his fight this weekend, because that's not going to be easy. Uh,
Yeah.
he's fighting Norman, and Norman is a load. He's a young kid, uh, but he certainly doesn't have the experience that Haney has. Haney has all the expert.
With sorry, watchers and viewers and fans. We had a little technical difficulty here, and Bird started the show out talking about the fight between Connor Benz and Chris Eubanks, which took place last week. And I just want to tell you what a rock'em sock'em fight it was. Uh, both of them brought it. And I had made comment last week that if Connor Benz won this fight, then that would definitely be setting up a possible trilogy. And Connor Benz did win the fight. Matter of fact, in the 12th round, with 50 seconds, 53 seconds left on the clock, Connor Benz knocked down Chris Eubanks. Chris Eubanks got up, made the 8 count with only 14 or so seconds on the clock, went down a second time. And as the as the fight was um, well, first Connor Benz talked about the fight with the commentator, and Connor Benz had made comment that he was going to drop back down to 147 and would be looking forward to possibly fighting uh, uh, Devin Haney, and he was pretty much done with Chris Eubanks, which I personally feel the fact that they have both fought, they both got to win, that there will be a trilogy. I just feel within my heart that will happen. Uh, Time will definitely tell, but just to sorry about that. Just to keep everyone informed, and I always like to bring up history because history always kind of dictate and tell the story. I remember when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Tommy Hearns after the first fight. They did not fight a trilogy, but on the second fight, I believe it took 7 years before they fought again. And why they did not rematch it right away, who knows? But in any case, uh, uh, Benz has made it clear that he's dropping back down to 147. Now, for callers that would like to call into the show, the link is in the description. So just give us a call at any time and we can add you to our conversation. So now, in that segment and in that piece with uh, McBride, I'm sorry, Chris Eubanks, uh, uh, what is he going to do next? There's still a lot of fight in Chris Eubanks. Uh, uh, I, I don't know if he would possibly want to chase uh, Connor Benz at this point to get a possible rematch, which would be a trilogy, which is what I had spoken about last week. We don't know. Again, time will tell. But coming up in Riyadh, as Bird mentioned before he got disconnected, is a fight card that I think everyone, if you are a true boxing fan, will want to tune in on. The fight is taking place in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, and Devin Haney will be fighting a fighter by the name of Brian Norman. And I'm going to tell you something. The fight card that they have slated in Riyadh is a good one. And it's a good one because I've done my little bit of research and homework. And this Brian Norman guy is tough. He is tough. Brian Norman is going to bring it. Birdman, you're back.
Hey,
You're
yeah, I'm back.
back.
I'm back.
Yeah, well, you can see my location has changed a little bit. The lighting wasn't working right, and so with the help of Lenore uprooting me from where I was and and getting
Yeah.
me over here in the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, my
Uh,
lady finally got me back on too. So we're
yes,
back
sir.
together again.
We're back together again.
Yeah.
But I just kind of touched base, and before you got cut off, you talked about Connor Benz making or making the comment that he was going to drop back down to 147
Yeah. Yeah.
and possibly try to get a fight with Devin Haney.
Yeah. Should Devin Haney be successful
Yes,
in his fight
and be
on the
with
22nd
Norman,
against
Brian.
Norman,
Yes,
which is not a given, in my opinion.
and that's where I was talking with the fans about this Norman from your suggestion. I was able to do a little homework, and I was able to see Norman, and Norman is going to have something to bring come November 22nd.
Yeah. Well, the key element I think in that fight is that Devin Haney by far is the most experienced of the
Yes.
two.
Yes.
He's fought some of the top opponents at 135. He's fought some really tough guys at 140. And now because he's having so much difficulty making weight, he now is going to be coming up rather to 147 and fighting for the 147 title, which would make him a three-time champion if he
Yeah.
can, if he's successful
Yeah.
in making that move. The question for me is which Devin Haney is going to show up. You know,
Yeah.
he was dropped three times when he fought Ryan Garcia,
Yeah.
uh, and uh, and then his fight, his last fight, wasn't overwhelming. His last fight in May, that wasn't an overwhelming fight. So it depends on which Devin Haney is going to show up, because I'm gonna tell you, Norman he's a young gun, and he's coming flat out. Uh,
These young guns, like you said, are coming out.
yeah,
And from the footage that I saw on Norman Birdman, we could have the classic boxer versus puncher,
yes,
because
yes,
Norman
absolutely.
is coming. You ain't gonna have to find him.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
He's
fact.
Yeah, he's coming.
Hmm.
But like you said, Haney, you got to give him the experience.
Hmm.
He's been in more big ones than I believe Norman has, and with the footwork and the speed and the accuracy that Devin has possessed, could make this a pretty interesting fight.
Well, I think, yeah, like I said, I think the interesting thing is going to be which Devin Haney shows up, because Devin's best path is is to do what he does, and he does extremely well, and that's box. He's
Yes.
a boxer. He has a little power, but he doesn't. But he's a boxer, and so if he can box well and move well, what he can do is frustrate. He can really frustrate Norman, and if he does that, uh, then uh, he can make that fight a lot more interesting than trying to match power for power with Norman. I think if he tried to do that, that would not be the best thing for him to do.
Yeah. Yeah, boxers. I'm sorry, fans. You can check out our link in the description, and if you like to join the conversation, we would love to have you.
Yeah,
Love to
please
have
do,
you.
please do.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, we originally talked about this wonderful fight over the weekend with the rematch between Conor Benn and Eubank, which was a whole different fight this time around.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna tell you, Ben, whew, he fought like he really is. He's younger. He was stronger. He was a younger, stronger fighter in this fight. He
Yeah.
was aggressive, but he was smartly aggressive in this fight.
Yeah.
And the pressure that he was bringing on Eubank, I think, finally got to him in the later rounds. Um,
Yes.
he was supremely confident in this fight. Uh, he he was just more comfortable, you know, this time around with the weight, because I think what he did, much like Terrence did, I think he took time and put the weight on, carefully, and so he was much more comfortable at the weight this time around
Mhm.
in there. So, uh, uh, but the thing that everybody was talking about was, wow, now we got to have a trilogy. And he shut that down real quick. He said,
Yeah.
there will be
Yeah.
no trilogy. He said, there's not going to be a trilogy. That's off the table.
Yeah.
He's going to move down to 147, and his target is Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Like we said,
Yeah.
that all depends on Devin Haney getting past Mr. Norman.
Yes. Exactly. And I kind of somewhat mentioned that when you got cut off from us,
Mhm.
you know, you can feel sorry for Mr. Eubanks for falling short. It wasn't until the 12th round that he went down
Yeah.
twice, and in the after talk, he mentioned that he was having some issues. He didn't get into details about it other than um, he had some issues that he was dealing with along the way. And I don't know if that was distracting to him or not. You know the importance of in your camp how unextracted you want to be because you
Mhm.
want to focus on everything that's leading up to the fight,
Yeah.
uh, from your sparring to everything that you do before fight night.
Yeah. But this time around, he was just a different guy. He's older now, 36 years old. He's a
Yeah,
new father. Uh,
yeah,
got twins, new
yeah,
father of twins, and so I think he was just a different guy this time
yeah,
around.
yeah.
And those things can make a difference. I know that his father uh, wasn't totally in his corner about this, and maybe that has to do with the fact that he is a little bit older, that he is a father, and there was another son, Sebastian, and I'm not absolutely certain what happened, but because of what was around that, um, that was another one of the concerns of the father, Eubank Senior. You know,
Hmm.
but at any rate, callers, you can call in now. The number and the link to join us is in the description below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that same card, November 22nd, um, uh, we got this young kid, Anthony Yarde
Mhm.
versus Benavidez. And I've done a little homework on this Anthony Yarde. And I believe the night of the 22nd, there's going to be an explosion
Mhm.
because the footage that I saw on Yardy, you ain't gonna have to find him. He's gonna be right where he want to be, and it could be one of those matching power for power
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
type
Yeah.
fights, Bird.
I agree. I agree.
Uh, I saw quite a few of his highlight fights, and in all of them, uh, you didn't have to look far to find him. He was right
Yeah.
in the middle of the ring. For the most part, he was somewhat walking his opponents down
Yeah. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the power that he possessed. Um, we know Benavidez has power, and we know what he can do. So, is it going to be Benavidez's experience because he's probably been in more of the big ones and than Yardy himself, or
Mhm.
what do you think, Bird?
Well, I think you can't discount experience. You really can't. And one of the things that often goes by the wayside, and I'm trying to remember who said it. Matter of fact, it was in our conversation that we had with Andre Berto. He
Hmm.
said when he was preparing himself for the fight with Floyd, he said, physically, he had no problem. His sparring was great and everything. He said the most difficult thing for him was the mental part of it, the getting ready for the show,
Right.
because he hadn't been in. a fight of that magnitude.
Right.
Floyd, it was second nature. Well,
Right.
there's some similarities of that in this fight
Yeah.
because we know that Benavidez is the more experienced fighter.
Yes.
I mean, he's been in there with Durrell. He's been in there with Benavidez. He's been in there with better opponents.
Yeah.
And we know that Benavidez has extraordinary power, but
Yes.
his key has always been he is relentless. He is
Yes.
relentless in his pressure. He's gonna
Yes.
be in your face. He's gonna be fighting you, even though he's 6 foot tall. You know,
Right.
he's not afraid to fight inside. So he
Yeah.
doesn't. He can fight tall, or he can come inside and fight you inside.
Right.
So, and that pressure sometimes makes all the difference in the world. Uh, Power, I don't think either one of them is going to have any problem with that in that area because
Yeah.
Yarde is a strong. He's a
Yeah.
strong young man,
Yes.
quick
Yes.
hands, but he's matched, in that regard with Benavidez, who is very strong, has fast hands, but he's always going to be. He's not going to let you rest.
Right.
So if you're looking for a little rest along the way, you can forget that in this fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like you said, I, I, I think with in what you just said that now whoever's got the strongest chin, because you know, like I do, that if you get touched
Mm-hmm.
the right way,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
can change the course of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
It could change.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are punches, and we've both seen it, where a fighter gets hit and he takes it, and then down the road, something that's not even half as hard as what he took earlier touches him, and it can change the fight.
Yeah. Well, that's something you always talk about that, you know, everything is good, and Mike Tyson also said it too. But everything is good until you face with adversity. Because I know you
Yeah.
say that all the time. I want to
Yes.
see what a fighter's going to do after he has been challenged with some adversity.
Yes.
Yes, both of them have a good chin, but how are you going to react after you've been hurt?
Yes.
You know,
Right.
uh,
It can
I
make all
agree
the
with you.
difference. It can
I
make all
agree
the
with you.
difference
Yes,
as
yes.
far as how you can buy a little time. If you are hurt,
Hmm.
what do you do to keep that fighter off, your opponent off? What do you do in that moment to buy you some time so that you can get your head clear
Hmm. Yeah.
so that you can continue on? Because, as us referees know, we say it all the time, we're looking out for your safety.
Hmm.
And if we have to stop at a punch too soon for your safety, we'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the other thing is that this is Yardley's third attempt at the championship, a world championship.
Yeah.
And Benavidez has been champion both at 168 and 175. So in Benavidez' mind, he's not trying to become a champion.
Yeah.
He knows that he is a champion.
Yeah.
Yarde is trying to climb that mountain.
Yes.
And so uh, that's going to be a factor in this fight too. One
Yes.
person knows without question that I can do 12 rounds. I've done it against the best in the business. And another one has said, I'm coming in, I've done this, but I've come up short
Yeah.
twice, you
Yeah.
know. So, mentally, that can affect you.
Well, when you talk about the mental and I've said it often, it's 10% physical and 90% physical. If you don't come in with the right mindset, shucks, you could be out of there in 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, You could be in the best of shape, but if you don't come in with the right mindset, it can end fast. And
hmm
I think for Yarde, uh, uh, this is an opportunity for him to show what he got, and not only show what he got. If I mean, to become a world champion, it's not easy,
right.
and for him to be fighting Benavidez is going to make it even more extremely hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And you don't know win or lose, especially if you lose, when the opportunity that you'll get to fight for a world championship. You
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Well, folks out there, you're tuned into the official call. You can call in now. The number and the link to join us is in the description below, and you can join in and share your thoughts with us on some of the topics that we're talking about. Certainly, the fights that are coming up on the weekend of November 22nd.
yeah,
Um, uh, Now, another fight that's on that card is going to be between two young, unbeaten fighters.
yeah,
Somebody's always got to go. Between
yeah. As Michael
between
Buffer would say.
yeah, uh, between Abdullah Mason
Yep.
and Noakes. And
Yes.
Noakes is
Steve
supposed
Noakes.
he's a little British guy, but he has been making some noise. He's definitely been making some noise over there. He is 17-0, 15
Hmm.
knockouts, so he
Hmm.
has definitely has some power. But that's matched by Mr. Mason, who's 19-0, 17 knocked out. So
Right.
does they? We know that both of them have the power and the ability to knock the other one out. So
Yes.
this is going to be it's going to be and just about everything about these two, Kenny, is almost identical. I mean, there's a few little difference in age, but in
Yeah.
terms of their records, in terms of their ability, uh, uh, it's going to be an interesting fight. You know.
It's going to be an interesting fight, and I look at Abdullah as a kind of rangy fighter. I mean, if he had to make some adjustments as far as going from a puncher, which I don't see him 100% as a puncher. I may see it maybe 60-40, 75-25, because he's kind of rangy to me. Has a good jab. Uh, uh, I think in the event that he had to alter his game plan some, I see that he may have the possibility to do it, as opposed to Steve Notes. He's a come forward kind of fighter,
Mhm.
uh, in your face kind of fighter.
Yeah.
Some fighters like to, when they come forward, if you're not retreating and you're standing your ground, it's almost like they put their head in your chest.
Mhm.
I'm sure you experienced some of that even back in your
Yeah,
day when you used to fight
yeah, yeah.
Birdman. But but yeah, there's going to be something's going to have to give when it's all
Yeah.
said and done.
Well, I thought that one of the things the in this fight that is a staple of it is one is a southpaw. Mason is a southpaw, and I
Hmm.
thought, well, yeah, but the truth of the matter is that Noakes has fought a southpaw. He fought uh, trying to think of the guy that he fought, but at any rate, he fought a southpaw, and he did quite well
Yeah.
against him. Uh, you know, he can handle it. So the question is, you know, um, will that experience help him
Yeah.
fighting against Abdullah? Because you know, sometimes being a southpaw versus an orthodox uh, can give a little bit more credence to the southpaw
Yes.
because most of the time they're not used to it. And
Right.
oh, hey, folks, the Official Call podcast with Bird and Bayless. Hey, we're on the air. And if you'd like to talk with us and share your point, please call in now. Um, uh, both of them have had some challenging fights to get to this point. Uh,
Yeah.
Abdullah fought Japanese kid, Nakatila. Uh,
Hmm.
very tough.
Yeah.
He had went to distance. Matter of fact, Nakatila went to distance with Shakur Stevenson. Okay,
Oh, yes.
but Mason TKO'd him in the fifth round. Uh,
Right.
now, uh, this kid, I think Ryan Walsh. That was Ryan Walsh was the southpaw that Nooks fought, and he gave him everything that he wanted. But you know what? Nooks handled it
Yeah.
uh, and handled it quite well. So
Yeah.
it's no, but this is the key. These are fights that even while we're talking about them, you know, you get a little excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, just talking about these fights, you get a little excited about it. So
Right.
the end product hopefully will match our, you know, excitement
Yeah.
about them.
Yes.
Because sometimes, you know, the fight itself doesn't match the hype. But
Yeah.
I can honestly say, in my opinion, in each one of these fights, the fight is going to match the hype.
Yes.
And the fight is going to match the hype.
Yeah.
And that is a good thing.
That is a good thing. Part of what they're trying to develop over in Saudi Arabia, His Excellency Turkey Al-Shi is looking good.
Hmm.
We talked about it earlier, Bird, and the thing that we talked about was, back in the late 80s, 90s, Las Vegas was looked at as the boxing capital of the world.
Yeah.
And part of the reason for that, and I remember those days well, sure
Mhm.
you do too. We'd have 4 or 5 fights in a month.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, and that was somewhat normal for us,
Yeah. Yeah.
along with all the big super fights when Tyson was fighting, and then Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather. The list just goes on and on and on. We were the boxing capital of the world.
Yeah. And sadly, Kenny, and we remember those days quite well. And we were part of that.
Yeah.
But, you know, the truth of the matter is that the boxing capital of the world now sits in Riyadh. Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's sitting in Riyadh is a fight card like the one that we are talking about right now.
Yes.
There are 4 world title fights on this card.
Yes.
4 world
Yeah.
title fights and not a really bad undercard, which is a
Yeah.
plus. Okay.
Yes.
So this is what is so important nowadays because if you don't give the public what they want and more important what they deserve, they go away from you.
Yeah.
And that's what I see. I
Yeah.
see that happening. And Las Vegas certainly is no longer the boxing capital of the world. That's a fact. uh, many of the best fighters are not in the USA.
yeah,
And that's especially true in the heavyweight division, which
yeah,
used to be, the heart and soul of the fights in America. You
yes,
know, uh,
yes,
that's just not true now. Most of the best heavyweights in the world are over in Europe. Okay,
yes,
and so and because of this, the best fight cards are no longer in the United States of America. An
yeah,
example of that, this ring card, this ring 4 card is the perfect example of that. You know, now the Canelo Crawford fight, that was great. That was a great fight. But you know what, Kenny?
what's
The
that?
undercard was pitiful.
Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah,
so
yeah,
when you contrast that with what's happening over in Riyadh with these 4 championship fights, and
yes,
all of which are going to be very good fights, we believe,
yes,
you can understand why Las Vegas is no longer the boxing capital of the world.
yeah. And I can go back just a little bit. I remember when the Klitschko brothers,
Mm,
Vladimir and Vitaly, uh, they dominated between the both of them the heavyweight division, and that took the heavyweight belts, all the belts, back overseas.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't held and dominated by the USA.
right. With the possible exception of Deontay Wilder for a minute.
Yes,
For a minute. Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, I mean that was a start for me. And then now, like you said, other than Deontay Wilder, uh, who do we have? Who's up and coming in America that is of a heavyweight? So when you look at that, and then you look at how things have shifted over the years, and now that Turkey Al is a part of the game now, uh, uh, these cards that they are matching up, like you said, are fantastic fight cards because if you know in the states when Tyson was fighting, a lot of fight fans would get upset because they come just to see the main event, and when Mike Tyson was taking guys out in a round or two, they missed the whole card to begin with because they only wanted to see him,
Mm-hmm.
which made you say you better get your butt in your seat a whole lot sooner than wanting to see the main event because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of other fights taking place in Riyadh now. You're gonna want to get your butt in the seat because of
Mm-hmm.
the talent that they got
Mm-hmm.
and of the number of rounds that you're able to experience with the good action that comes with it.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, and I've made this point, I don't know how many times. The product has to be something that people really want and really want to see. But more importantly, like I've said, it has to be something that they deserve.
Yeah,
Back in the day, you had the Leonard and the Durans. You had the Leonard and the Haglers. You had the Hagler and the Hearns. You had the Roberto Duran
yeah,
and anybody.
yes,
And so there was no question that
right,
you were getting solid, qualified, experienced, best fights out there. And the
yes,
best was fighting the best.
the
And
best.
that's what sort of went by the wayside and what has caused
Yeah,
this uh abandonment of the being the boxing capital of the world because we just haven't the promoters here just haven't done that. They haven't matched the best with few exceptions. And because of that, a continuous diet of that.
Yeah.
That is what opened the door for the Dana White Turkey Al Sheikh marriage, because they are giving people what they deserve. That is bona fide, qualified, best fights. They're
Yeah.
making the best fight. They're making the best fight the best.
Yeah.
And they are helping promote the young upcomer, these young upstarts, these young guns. They're pitting them together, okay,
Yeah.
to come out with quality champions.
Yes.
That's what the people deserve. That's what they want. And unfortunately, the promoters here in America have missed the boat.
Yeah. They're definitely doing something over there, and I know that the bank book probably plays a big part in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the best to fight the best, getting I would think just the ride and the flight over to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia would 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 as a fighter would energize you even more to even to perform well,
Mm-hmm.
for the sake that you can get a return trip, and who knows where else over there, across. I'm not going to say pond. I'm going to say across the ocean, because it takes a while to get there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long
Yeah,
trip.
yeah, yeah.
You
Well,
got a
it's
lot to.
wonderful. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wonderful to be able to fight in front of 30, 40, 50,000 people.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
we finally did that here with the fight in the Legion, with
yeah.
Crawford and Canelo, 70,000 people. But
Yes.
routinely,
Yes.
Kenny, in
Yes.
Europe, you're fighting in front of 30, 40, 50,000 people.
Or more. Just in the Eubanks Benn fight card, I believe they had 60 or 70,000.
Yeah, yeah,
And usually you get those numbers when it's heavyweights. I
yeah,
mean, they've tipped the scale in England at Wembley Stadium, over 90,000 fans.
yeah, yeah. And I'm
Yeah,
saying, if you were a fighter, even a young fighter, wouldn't that be an experience that you want to experience?
that's
Fighting
right.
in front of that many people,
That's right.
you know,
That's right. Yeah. It's
we, we can sell out an arena over here with what, 18 to 20,000, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Uh,
T-Mobile a little more. Go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying the message to me, the message that the public is sending but hasn't been received, the message that they're sending is that we don't mind, we don't mind paying for a quality product.
Yeah.
And whoever is willing to give us that quality product,
Yeah.
we salute you and we will support you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I can't wait for this show on the 22nd.
Mhm.
I just hope that I can tune into it. But yeah, to be looking forward to seeing the undercard as well as the main event is
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah. And call us.
Yeah.
You can call in now. The number and
Yeah.
the link to join us is in the description below. And yes, we're interested in what you think out there about some of the things and some of the points and ideas that we brought up. How do you feel about the state of the boxing game here in the United States? We'd like to hear from you.
Yeah. We certainly would, and your opinion would be greatly noted, uh, because you are the fans. Like Bird has been saying, it's all about pleasing the fans. That's what makes the fights what they are is for pleasing the fans.
Yeah.
So like you said, call in the description below, and we got about maybe 10, 12 minutes left here. So if you want to check in, by all means, we're waiting.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things, callers, that we'd like you to call in and let us know is what fight out there would you, as a fan,
Yes,
what fights would you like to see?
exactly, exactly. You know the particulars, you know the fighters, if you know the governing bodies. We Me and Birdman have often mentioned the process. If a world champion, WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF, the different fight organizations will have a mandatory, which means that when the fighter is the champ, he just can't pick the fights that he chooses. The
Mhm.
organization has a mandatory that they
Mhm.
will say you have to fight this person next,
Mhm.
and whoever the promoter may be, if they uh, have multiple promoters, regardless of how it works, sometimes there's a bidding war to make a fight happen as far as who will promote it.
Mhm.
But um, the again, the whole key is uh, matching fighters up for you, and also uh, uh, the sanctioning bodies can do that. That
Mhm.
uh, the different sanctioning bodies have a seminar every year or a conference. And at that conference, one of the things that they do is they have a ratings committee. And that ratings committee's job is to rate fighters all over the world. And
Mhm.
if you're rated number 3 or number 5 or number 8, whatever the case may be, and on the basis of how you've been performing, win or lose, it's up to the different boxing organization to decide who the number one contender is, and when you become champ, you know who they say you must fight, and it's just that simple.
Yeah. Well, the bottom line is they want and they deserve the best
Yeah,
fighting
yeah,
the best.
yeah,
Want fights that are competitive, because I
yeah,
know when I started out as a young referee, one of the things that I noticed just sitting out in the audience, waiting to go into the ring and listening to the conversations of people out there. One of the things that they made very clear is when they came to the event, they didn't want to come there knowing that a certain fighter was going to win. They came because they wanted to see a competitive fight. They didn't really care who won as long as the fight was competitive. And
yeah,
that's what you want to see as a fan. You want to be entertained. You want to be entertained. And the entertainment comes from something that's competitive, not something that's one sided.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, fans, we come down to this. I would ask you, uh, between Benavidez and Yarde, who would you pick as the winner? Now, if the question was asked to me, from what me and Bird have been discussing between the two, the pros and cons of their styles and what they bring to the ring, I would have to lean toward Benavidez, and I would lean toward Benavidez because of uh, his experience. He's been there, and uh, to me, Benavidez is still, I don't think, has got to where he really totally wants to be. Though he's a world champion, I think that big fight, if he could have fought Canelo, he wanted that pretty bad, and that didn't happen. And and I believe there was some call out to Terrence Crawford after Crawford beat Canelo, but Crawford has already expressed that he's going to probably go back down in weight as opposed to fight at that weight. But anyway, what would your predictions be between Benavidez and Yarde?
Yeah. And there's a lot of young guns out there. And if you don't know about them, we've been talking about them on the show. Uh,
Yes,
who do you think
yes,
is, who do you think are the heir apparents? Who's the heir apparent to Floyd Mayweather?
yes, exactly.
Who's the heir apparent to even Deontay Wilder? Although we
Right.
probably know already who that is. Okay. And that's got to be Mr. Usyk, because Mr. Usyk is in a class all by himself.
Yes, he
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, he
But
is.
there's a lot of fights out there, and we'd love to hear from you, because
Yeah,
your ideas and your opinions, they do count.
yes.
At least they do on the official call.
Amen. Amen. Well,
Yeah.
we're getting close to the end here. And again, Bird, is always a pleasure to kick it like we've been kicking it.
Yeah.
And I would say to our fans, if you can watch the card on the 22nd between the fighters that we just talked and discussed, and look forward to speaking to you next week. You
Mhm.
know, we air on Mondays on our live stream, and if you're available, we would, you know, you are welcome to tune in to the official call. And always remember, what I say, you must obey.
Well, Mr. Bayless, let's do this.